Role of the engineering manager in any organization. Today we are going to discuss.
Today I am going to be discuss about the things which we need to be take care during our engineering operation. And when we join in any new organization, the few point is very important to see there and learn how quickly we can. But at the same time, the things will be come with the total number of activities which is happening there, and how we can collect them, how we can managing them. It's our art which from our previous experience. Then now let's start about the how we can start our engineering function in new organization. First thing which come in my mind, that in the structured way we need to be proceed with the entire operation, and we should classify these all the engineering activity into 5 number of parts. If I talk about the 5 number of parts, then each and every part having their own significance, and it will very much important to deal with this. Then let's start with the part one. The part one is always for any organization, and top management always want to very much focus on that. It's the statutory part, and it's related to the legal activity which is happening there. If I talk about the specifically for the engineering, then it will come like from the engineering point of view, like boiler inspection, like the relationship between personal control board, NG National Green Tribunal, and the Central Groundwater Authority, and all the specifically related to the engineering and EHS part will come under in this section. And the how we can start with this, first we need to check all the past record which is already been done by top
District boiler inspectors and other boiler authority.
boiler inspector and boiler the PCPB managers all during the fifth vision they have. And see if any point which is still pending, then we need to be focused on that in as soon as possible for the correction of that in this after completion. In that you can just focus on the activities and system which you can put there. And because this is a very much important part, this some electrical section the for LT and ST approvals, then new factory inspector, new factory approvals, then boilers, then pollution control board, then the Central Groundwater Authority, then completion of the hazardous waste kind of things, which all come under in this segment. And the one very important, because we also using our fuels which might be divided into 3 parts: liquid, gas, and solid fuels, and for which you also take the approval from the government authorities for that. So this is the part 1 in which we need to focus on specifically on the statutory parts which relate to the legals. If any legal related case which is going on, then we also need to be take care of that, because first we need to be clear all the legal aspect in that. Then part second is also very much important to see the operations point of view. If I talk about the operation point of view, the major things which we can deal with this, the budget part. If you clear about the budget part section, because when I joined in Unilever and ITC, I started with this segment only. I required the past 2 years trend data of the budget, and the budget which is happening in different segments. If I talk about the utilities part, then in utility it is further divided into 3 to 4 parts, like fuel, the total consumption of the fuel and cost required for this fuel, and then electricity further divided in 2 parts, and fixed electricity and variable electricity. And if any power which we are taking from the open exchange or any other wind, like open exchange through power trading and power billing, and this will all deal in this segment. And after that, the spares and repair part, because spares and repair part is very much important to know the plant condition. If your month on month basis trend goes up, that means there is a lack in the system, and where we need to be controlled, where we need to be put the system there, how we can reduce, how we can minimize this consumption of the spares. And because which further lead with this the services part also. If you are going to be change any spares part, then it further need to be put the machining part and servicing kind of activities, which further lead to the additional cost. And the complete, if you talk about the maintenance spares, it is divided into 3 parts: spares, service, and consumables. And in each aspect, on month on basis, we need to be take care about the consumption, and for which I am always focusing for 2 years data, in which you will just focusing the trend, how is trend goes or down. If trend goes up, that means there is a still requirement to improve the preventive maintenance system and controls on this the maintenance part, because wherever the equipment failure is happening higher mode, there will be the requirement of the spares and services more. And the third part is consumables is a very much important, and 10 to 15% cost always lead with this with the engineering budget. And the consumables, if we talk about the higher consumable, is the chemicals which we are using in the water treatment, ETP treatment, then boilers treatment, and other the chemicals kind of requirement, which is just because to control the quality of the effluent or water kind of, and which is also very much important to check the proper quality of this and trend of the chemicals which is being used for the month on month process for in in 2 years data. So this is the three components is very much important in budget when I talk about the spares, service, and consumables. Then in latter part, we need to be classify the budget with the top the 20 top 25 numbers of failure which happened in the last 2 years, and which is very much required to see the trend of the failure. It should not be like the one failure which is coming in month of April, then further it will May, then further it will come in month of next month. So such type of repeated failure on which we need to be tracked, and how we can minimize, how we can set the system on that, it is also very much important, which will come with the 25 number of failures trend analysis for the 2 years in all the sets. And if we talk about the utility, if we talk about the machine maintenance, if we talk about the top machinery, then next part is coming the classification of the plant machineries, because it is very much important to run any plant. The ABC classification, which basically called about the A basically with the critical machine, which can be lead to the complete factory setup. Like if I talk about the boilers, if I talk about the electricity transformers, DG set, these are come under the critical equipments, and the specifically machine for the specific product which also come under this the A category kind of machine equipments related. Then there is a special critical care required for this A category equipments, because for which the spares availability, then service availability, then EMC availability always on top, and for which there should not be any kind of budget reduction on that. Yes, we need to focus on that, but we very much focus on how we can deal with this. Then second part, B category, for which we are having the standby or other part. Then we can just set this all machine in our preventive maintenance. And C category is the use and through kind of equipment, the conveyors motors, which we can now slowly industry adapting the conveyors motor from the one figure. It is direct couple motor which you can directly place there, and after they no need to be take care much more preventive maintenance for that. They use and through kind of equipment, just for which is very much required to know our plant in the segment wise, how many machines which might come under the A segment, B segment, and C segment, and according to that we need to make the strategy for the preventive maintenance, and which related to the cost, which related to the availability, efficiency, all the things which related to this only. Then after that, the budget, after completion of the budget, this the whole about the budget part is the second part. Then part 3 come basically with the operational parameter which we are maintaining in the organization. And for any organization, the management always want to person who can minimize the breakdowns, who can reduce the downtime, so can bring the efficiency in the system. These come under the part 3, which I talk about the efficiently operation of the machines, for which what we need to do. First thing is come under the analysis of the machine's downtime, because it is very much important to know the history of the machine and what system currently the organization adopting for that. And if the 2 years data is insufficient format for monitoring of the health, for analysis of the downtime which has happened earlier, and what actions at that time team did for the elimination of that, because the repeated and as earlier told, the repeated kind of breakdown will further lead to be big losses, and for which we need to be take some very hard step like the design improvement, machine elimination, machine change part kind of things will happen in this. Then it is very much important to take care of the 2 years data, which should be in Pareto form, and after the Pareto analysis we should at least take the 10 to 15 losses which is happening, which is higher in the downtime list, on which we need to be make an action plan. And after action plan we should take care of the quick fast action on that. And this should not be part of the one-time action. This should be part of at least 2 to 3 times, because after one-time correction you further need to be add this spare part of machine with your preventive maintenance and your CLIT checks which come under the autonomous maintenance. So this is the complete strategy of the maintenance which we need to be provide for this with the outcome of the losses which is happening, which is since last 2 years. So this is also very much important, and it's related to the utilities, machines, and everything which come under this. Then fourth part is the operational parameters which basically lead to the utilities operation. If I talk about the energy, because how efficiently we are operating our utilities part, this is the very much important, and for which we need to be set the specific consumption per ton, specifically consumption per kg kind of specific target, for which further I recommend to take at least 2 years data, and with this data we just monitoring on how currently organization performing. If I talk about the CFM, how CFM cost is coming, how my specific consumption of the boiler is coming, and how we can improve this, how the cost of the my particular water treatment for which like RO and domestic and process any kind of boiler, the per ton cost of consumption we must know, per TL cost of the consumption we must know. Then if ETP effluent treatment happening, STP effluent treatment happening. So on this, the total cost of per treatment is what? The sewage treatment plant always having their own the lesser cost in compared to effluent treatment plant which we have. Then the cost differentiation is very much important for any organization, and specifically these things will come under the chillers, HVACs, and the boilers in terms of SFR. Then your DG set, the efficiency of per liter kW generation, each and everything will come under this segment. Then later on, the last part of the projects, and the projects is a very much important part of any organization, and because projects is the part of the continuous improvement also. It's not only the management requirement for the extension of the any new building, any new machinery purchase. This will be broader term of the project, but for the current organization, how we can implement the Kaizen part of this, because the small improvement projects which can lead be the higher efficiency, higher reduction in the cost, and reduction in the energy consumption also. So we need to be focus small kind of projects under the SAVD. This SAVD called small action with difference, which very much helpful for any organization. It will start from the low hanging fruits, and the low hanging fruits which you can identify with 2 years losses, 2 years data, and from where you can pick your losses there, and you can make the strategy for the improvement section. And I think for any newcomer as the senior position who is going to be joined, they should not ask any capex for the improvement project. He just actually focus on the low hanging fruits there, and how he can bring some improvements, how he can eliminate those kind of losses which is currently existing in the system. And after that, the completion of all the projects, and then the outcomes, the monitoring of the outcomes will more increasable for the management also, and the person who is doing these things. And more, after management believe he can also ask some kind of bigger kind of like technology change if you want, and like any kind of you want to implement the industry 4.0 with the systems oriented. Then these all things will come the later part, but for the initial part, any person should take care the action on the low hanging fruits under the SAVD which I told. And the later part is the systems. It's basically part 5 and part 6 in between. The systems is very much important. The review system is very much important. My one friend always told me that your system should be always smart, specifically measurable, and achievable and target oriented. And these systems start with this your morning meeting itself. The morning meeting, the last year, last day, last month, last quarter, last week, all the points which come under this, and the analysis which we are discussing should be part of your MOM. And on the MOM there should be a target date. Here should be one responsible person or responsible person for that, and the further action on that. So these all things is very much important for any new engineering manager who is just going to be join any organization, and it will be very helpful for him to how he can.
It's definitely going to be provide the lots of benefit for individual engineering manager, and surely he will got the great success in this existing tenure, and along with the role in which he going to be joined. Surely he will got the system and processes and controls are very much important for any FMCG, chemicals, pharma organizations, and role of the engineering manager is due to be take care of the 33% cost of the overall operational budget. Hence, this we need to be made sure, and the role or responsibility of the every individual leaders in their team. This is also very much important, and there should be one critical process in place. Surely this will going to be help for lots of new engineering managers and the managers they are adjusting the current rules. Thanks for listening.